Got a lot more to do, but here's a tour of my music room so far. Might have to move that holster. First guitar I ever bought. Changed it quite a bit since. Still needs a lot more work. Replaced the neck. The other one's kind of damaged. Needs some work. Didn't want to damage it further. Over 28 years. And I got that one that actually worked. Over 28 years on that. Not a valuable guitar, but a very rare one. Brand called Lincoln. It's a Japanese Gibson clone. Telecaster, partly worked on by a guy in Nashville. I can't think of his name right offhand. Slips my mind at the moment. That's Eric Johnson's signature. Whoever had it before got that. Not 100% sure about this one. Possibly Fogarty. Not sure. (1985) Japanese Squire Stratocaster. '89 Hondo. No wait, never mind. That's a Series 10. This hung in a bail bondsman pawn shop, something like that, for over 10 years, just sitting there getting tinted by the smoking. The strings rusting on it. I got it finally. Very, very heavy guitar for some reason. These Series 10s here in Bentleys are not super common, that particular headstock. '87 Hondo H76, partially eaten by termites or something. Still works, sounds good. It's like they took no measurements back in '87 at the Hondo factory. The measurements are all off on it, but it's a great guitar despite how goofy it is. '89 Hondo H76. These are a little bit more common and more balanced. Everything looks right on it. Original pickups were decent in both of those, but weren't quite what I was looking for. I do still have them. A lot of other brands that kind of have that headstock and those same big fat pickups. Decent guitars to get, and they're going up in value. Usually run around $300 these days. Used to get them for nothing. Despite this is actually an Indiana Tail City. I put the neck on another project and gave it to my brother. The body from this crate was a project I built and gave it to my brother. So he has the body and neck of one of my guitars, and I have the body and neck of one of his, so to speak. Aria STG series. These are decent builders. Let's see, S101. These aren't super common. None of these guitars are exactly valuable, but some of them are kind of hard to come by. I think that's the original Japanese Squire pickups I put in it. Got this from the same time I got that green one. Mako. You can get Series 10s and Kramers and everything else that looks like this. Not particularly good wood. This one managed to make sound decent, but if you're looking for a good builder, you can get the back off of it. watch out when you can see these kind of waffle like layers. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it looks like those vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate wafers you can see for real cheap. That's using not very good wood, but it sounds better than you expect. It plays well. Even the way it was is set up well. This Fuller right here, they did a good job on it. And the pawn shop guy actually tried to sort of pass it off as a Fender despite the cheap price. There's no way it would be as cheap as what it was. I immediately knew it was an Affinity series because it's a little bit thinner than the average Stratocaster. So I've kind of managed to make something out of it. It's worth getting those old guitars if you're going to do building. This is another kind of rare one. Sort of based on tradition. Hard to look that up. Catches too much information. Sort of based on Doyle Bramhall 2's red guitar with a red pickguard. And Sunburst black pickguard, gold hardware on that. Give you a hint as to what this is based on. There you go. Got one of these SX brand. Interesting guitar. I forgot who used to put those out. I think Rondo Music or something like that. This, I got kind of sucked into Temu. That is not true. And these projects here I've been working on kind of in over my head, at least when it comes to bridges. Done pretty good so far, but hard getting that set up. I gotta put new pickups and everything else in it. Those right there aren't really gonna cut it. I don't know if any of the hardware, the electronics is. The neck is gonna be kind of an issue. I'm probably gonna get another one. Put that one on a different project. This one is another project. Chinese red maple is what it's supposed to be. Got it painted, replacement neck. Looks decent from a distance. Gotta get finished set up on that. I'm gonna have to get a bridge. I don't have one of those to spare. It's another weird project. Can't really get to it right now. Someone tried to make a double cutaway Telecaster, or they tried to make a left-handed one right-handed. They didn't cut either one of those holes correctly. Even the butchered right one doesn't look right. Neither one of them is measured right. Got the idea of maybe getting two pick guards, cutting them in half and putting them together on it. I have to get that cut to fit right. That might work as far as that. As far as the electronics, that's going to take some work. You got another person butchered a Telecaster, didn't know what they were doing. This one will never have another pickup in it. That's not deep enough, and they've dug in too much on the back. I don't know if I can put a tremolo on it or not, but more than likely I'll just try to block that off and put a normal bridge and light strings on it. $1999 Squire Stagemaster. About the only year, these are relatively rare. The only year, it's about the only year they had the pickguard and 6 strings. A lot of them were 7 strings. It's just some old cheap guitar here that one pickguard did work. Just going to have to do some more work on it. I'm having to harvest parts off of it, so those are hard to find parts for because they're a little bit narrower than an average guitar. And here's the cheap hollow bodies. Indio, Redead, Firefly, and Temu Gibson. I'll be replacing pickups on some of these, customizing them. First guitar I ever did any kind of recording on. Old Terra guitar. Not very good. Probably never play again. Japanese Fender bass clone. Tried to string it. I think I cut a string too short. I might end up buying another one of those for a lot. Brownsville Flying V. Not particularly great guitar. I'm still trying to make it better. Fame by Hondo P bass. That one looks just like the other one over here, but there's a huge difference in weight. And of course, this over here, a rare Ampeg stud. Not a particularly great bass amp. We'll see. Decent little solid state amp. This is definitely good. It's not as good as the real deal, but pretty good. And of course, a lot of these are going to need some work. Newer Fender acoustic there. Actually made completely of basswood. That's kind of unusual. Thought I could get the warping out of this one. I didn't. But it still sounds okay. Might get some use out of it. I do some work on this one. But there's the problem right there in the middle. I gotta somehow get that out. I gotta see if I can make a drill work or something and not do any damage. Very good sounding folk guitar. Kind of an off brand from a long time ago. And that's it for now.